First of all, I would like to congratulate the author of this book. When he came to invite me to present this book to the Nigerian public, my first reaction after we had discussed the book was that he must have animal courage to publish a book of this title at this time. Secondly, I also thought that the publication was timely, especially after what has happened in the law courts following the last elections. Now, my good friend, Agagu, is a senior advocate of Nigeria, and I respect his opinion very much. But most of us seated here who are not lawyers, we believe that the court is the last hope of the common man. We believe that in the courts, justice must not just be done, but must be seen to be done. And that is why when judgments are delivered and the people think that justice was not done in the judgment, you see the backlash in the public. Now, unfortunately, the judiciary is the one to correct itself. And the judiciary must know that of all arms of government, you have the power of life and death. If you say somebody should be crucified, the person is going to die. It's only God that will say somebody will die and the person will die. But the person who has the legal authority to say somebody will die is a judge. So you must hold your position with that kind of godly reverence. Now, the book dealt a lot with what has happened in political court cases. But you see, it is not only in the court cases that the executive tries to muzzle the judiciary. Secondus has given us an idea of what happened in Port Harcourt. Here in Abuja, there was once the executive raided the houses of Supreme Court judges. A house of Supreme Court judges of Nigeria have been replaced. I think the judiciary, you are so respected across Africa. You must come back and earn that respect once more within Nigeria and across Africa. We used to produce the best judicial officers in Africa. And while I was a child, I knew of Nigerians who were at the High Court at The Hague because of their knowledge and performance. I didn't hear of other African judges who were at The Hague. So we expect so much from you. If we criticize you, it's because we are not yet satisfied and we think you can do better. And I think that is what the author of this book has tried to do. The second lesson, as I present this book, is that if you are a young man or a young girl and you want to go into politics, you have two options. You can go into politics and make a name. You can go into politics and make hot, quick money. It depends on which one you want. Let me start from the latter. You can make a lot of quick money, hot money, but every time you go to bed, you're expecting EFCC to knock on your door. You will never be able to sleep with your two eyes closed. And it is doubtful whether you will even enjoy that wealth. But if you go to politics and you want to make a name, you want to leave a legacy, then you must go into politics to work for the people that you represent, their interests, and fight for their interests, and stand for their interests. And by the time you leave, I can bet you your legacy will live many years after you. I'll give you some examples. From the East, Dr. Nnamdikanu, he founded the University of Nigeria. When there was a problem about hostels to accommodate the students, he built the Sikh hostels, which is still accommodating students up to today. But as Premier of Eastern Nigeria and President of Nigeria, Zik has no house in Enugu. He has only his small duplex in Nsukka and the one in Onitsha. Dr. M.I. Okpara is Premier of Eastern Nigeria. He does not have a piece of land, not to talk about a house in Enugu, which was the capital of Eastern Nigeria. But till tomorrow, if you come to the East, there are no two names that are revered more than these two people. Not because of the money they left behind, not because of the houses they left behind, or the cars, or the gold that their wives wear. It is because of what they did for the people. And you can say the same of Sardauna of Sokoto. You can say the same of Tafawa Balewa. You can say the same of many other leaders across this country. Whether you like it or not, our Oluwo's name will continue to resonate in Western Nigeria and across Nigeria. So, I plead with you, when you go into this game of politics, it's like a war. It's not those who fought the war that enjoy the victory. The soldiers will go and lose their lives, lose their limbs, but the politicians will take over when the peace returns and enjoy the spoils of war. So it is in politics. You may be in the engine room of the political party. You may midwife victory for your party. But when the spoils of office are being shared, you may be sidelined. But get consoled by the fact that you worked for the party and for the nation. And if nobody remembers, someday people will remember that this person stood for the country and his party. Finally, we are loading the courts with so much problem because we, the politicians, have refused to do our work. I was governor, then I was secretary and chairman of a political party. And I loved what I did later than what I did before. And I believe that if the political parties will practice internal democracy, in this age of science, it is very easy to have electronic registration of members of political parties. I tried it twice in PDP. Those who wanted to own and control the party shut me down twice. In the second attempt, you could register to be a member of PDP from anywhere in the world, and your name will be automatically entered into your ward register. And that register was supposed to have fantastic data of number of people registering, male, female, age brackets, and what have you. How many pay ward, how many pay local government, how many pay states and the nation. by press of a button. And that every day you could press a button and you know how much had come into the party from registration. So, when parties practice internal democracy, you find that each party will end up with the best candidates to face the best candidates from another party. And that is when the nation will have a choice of getting the best leaders. But if we don't get it right there, we will fight ourselves to the Supreme Court for pre-election matter, and after the election, we also fight ourselves to the Supreme Court, and the courts will continue to decide who is our president, who is our governor, who is our local government chairman. It is the people that should decide. We should make it possible for our people to decide who leads them, and not the courts, and for us to come and be complaining whether the courts give right or wrong judgment.
Thanks for checking out SYMFONI on YouTube. Please be sure to subscribe and like our videos for updates.